Dirkens here. Thank you so much for joining me. May there to you for this Georgia Bulldogs at the Alabama Crimson Tide show. Thank you for joining me. If you're brand new here and you're just sniffing around, dangling around like a set of car keys, right here is the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it. And then you got the little notification bell under there. It notifies you when I start a video. Even if you hit the thumbs down button, please, for the love of the Lord, go ahead and do it. May there to you, a bunch of you starting to trickle in here. It's kind of like cooking something. The smell of bacon goes out the front door, and then people of all tongues and creations begin to walk in. May there to a bunch of you. I'm going to get on here and say may there to you. Big news coming out of Alabama yesterday that Ole Saint Nick got the COVID. Now, apparently, he's doing fine, and I'm glad he is. I can go ahead and tell you right now that, yeah, I kind of picked my nose there, y'all. It was itching. Have you ever got a hair that grows right there and everybody thinks you're picking a booger, but you ain't? You just look like a wild hair. No matter how many, it's kind of like me. No matter how many times I shave that wild hair, it just keeps on growing back. It was just right there itching. When people looks at you judgmental and stuff like that, it's just like, never picked a booger? Well, I ain't picking a booger, but you ever scratched your nose? Get sick of that. Saint Nick does have the COVID. They say he's doing fine. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now before I make my comment. Somebody's going to get their underwear. There's one guy in the Clemson community. He is like on crack when it comes to COVID and stuff. My daddy had COVID. True talk. Okay, my daddy is 60. He has health problems. My old man kicked COVID in the nuts. Now, I'm not taking away from the people who has died from COVID. I am not. But all I am saying is, if my dad beat it, and Nick Saban's probably going to beat it, I look forward to see what the media turns this into, because I just think he's going to beat it, and it's going to be no big deal for him. But anyway, he's not going to be at the game Saturday. Get in here, say may there to a bunch of people. True Blue, may there to you. Leon Love, may there to you. Bo Evil, my old bud, may there to you. Kyle Patrick, see you, Tiger Girl 95. I see you too. May there to you. Eric Odom, may there to you. All right. So let's talk about this game. Y'all know me. If you get in here and you think that I'm gonna break down the schemes and stuff, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you right now, I don't break down nothing like that. There's 9,000 channels that does that. You can go turn on TV and you got some guy in a suit screaming about the A-gap, which that's always been kind of weird to me. A guy in a suit and tie screaming about blocking scheme. You know, we all dress up to watch football. How many people here puts on a suit and tie to watch football? No takers? No. Let's get on into this right now. As of tonight, this is Thursday night. Anybody who watches this tomorrow, and if Vegas changes their lines, you're like, he lied. He's a fraud. No, this is 9 o'clock on the Thursday before the game. As of right now, Vegas has Alabama a 4.5-point favorite. So basically, if they had to pick, and they are, they believe Alabama's going to win this game. But they wouldn't be shocked if Georgia won. I'm just telling you that. So I'm going to go ahead as a Clemson fan and tell you from the beginning the stuff I hear from both teams. Now I'm going to tell you this. Alabama fans, even though they do talk some mad trash at times, there is a general respect between us and them. Because the truth is, who has done the most over the consecutive years in the college football playoff? Us and Alabama. Okay? All right? I'm just telling you, us and Alabama. That's like last week. Miami thought they were going to come into Clemson, and they thought they were going to show us all what this means, and all it ended up being is not a W, ended up being an L. And I told them coming in, we have seen more, know when you walk into Death Valley, we have seen way more talented teams than you. A lot of them. And we saw what happened. We bent them over, pulled their little pants down, gave it a little slap, and told them to get the blank out of here. And they did. Them and their chain. But the point is, that's not so with us in Alabama. We've taken our shots, we've hit, blah, blah, we won the national championship twice over them. They beat us for the national championship. There's respect. Georgia, on the other hand, Georgia, I got a good Georgia following. May there T, SEC Dawg, good to see you. Lay there and play there, Lord bless you, all that bunch of stuff. Sergeant, I can't remember his name right now, but you know who I'm talking about. Saw you the other day. Thank you. It's good to see you, buddy. I got a good Dawg following, but I've got some smart alecks of Dawg fans who gets on here. Georgia is notorious for talking about their good recruiting. Nobody has got it through their thick bulldog skulls that if you're in the top 10 consistently, guess what? Everybody recruits good. The problem with Georgia is they hadn't won a national championship in 40 flipping years. 4 decades. All right? There is styles of clothes that was in style then that went out of style, that came back into style, that went out of style, that's now back in style. That's how long it's been since they won the national championship. It's just the truth. All right? Now listen. All right? What I'm telling you right now, I'm not reaching way down into the annals of time and dragging out some unknown knowledge here. The problem is that Georgia always finds a way to lay a golden turd. They always do. Last year, in Athens, let's talk about this. In Athens, you're playing an anemic South Carolina football team. Well, that was last year. You always manage to find a way. We can keep going back. We'll find more games. You just blew it and 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 blew it. There was no reason for you to blow it. I mean, everybody in the country sitting there going, how did they lose that game? How did they not win a national championship with that team? Now, I know somebody's going to get on here and go, is this trash talk or is this a preview? This is my channel. I can do whatever the crap I want to. But to answer your question, it's a little bit of both. Georgia, I would almost say, I would believe that you would win this ball game. Stetson Bennett, a team, or a quarterback that you wanted nothing to do with this guy. Much of you Georgia fans, you made it clear, I want nothing to do with this guy. I would rather you go get the head cheerleader, march her over made up face out onto the field with her pom-poms in hand and play quarterback for us other than Stetson Bennett. He's trash. And then all of a sudden, Stetson is the great Messiah who has come back to Athens, and we're talking about all the people in his family who apparently the only name they have is named Stetson. And it's great. Georgia's defense is good. Georgia's defense is always good, y'all. I'm just being honest with you. Georgia's defense is always good. It would be easier to go through the annals of time and figure out a time when Georgia's defense wasn't good. So Georgia's, and if anything in the Kirby Smart era, you've always noticed that that's his baby. You can tell. For us non-Georgia fans and for Georgia fans, it's quite obvious what he focuses on, defense. This year he's been putting up some good numbers. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now that games in Tuscaloosa, if you think Nick Saban is up in some room sitting beside a ventilator, he's not. He was coaching from a Zoom call today. This man wants this game. I wouldn't be surprised if he wore a disguise and snuck on the field. Alabama's defense has been suspect. We all know it. You know it. I know it. We all know it. They get up for big games like this. Now, there's no lack of talent for Alabama's team, but we saw exactly what happened to them with Ole Miss, okay? I'm just telling you, we've seen what's happened with Ole Miss. And it gave everybody a blueprint of how to get on Alabama's nerves. We know this. We all know it. But it is in Alabama. I think if this game was in Georgia, you might see a 1 point, instead of 4.5, maybe a 1 point favor on either side. So what's the keys to the game? Bobby, go ahead and spit it out. We're 11 minutes in. Spit it out. You've talked a bunch of trash. I have, and I've had a lot of fun. I hope you have too. I cannot get the thoughts of Georgia football as it has been out of my head. I can't. I cannot get the thoughts of Georgia football as it has been for the past how many years out of my head. And you say that has nothing to do with this year. It does. Because you still have a lot of the same coaching staff. You still have a lot of players from last year. Got a different quarterback, I know. But what? Let me guess. You've got another great couple of running backs. Of course. There's so much that reminds me of Georgia teams of the past. I'm just being honest. I'm telling y'all the truth. All right? Much of y'all are getting here saying, may there to me, may there to, but I'm going to get y'all in just 1 sec. Saw Michael Fornbacher in here, just saw a couple others in here. I'm going to say may there to. And I don't want to just spit out Alabama's going to win just because that's what everybody should say. I'm not just going to say, well, Alabama wins a game. Why? Well, we're just playing Alabama. That would be wrong. Remember, the media did that with us, and it hadn't fared well a couple of times. A couple of times they said that we had no business being on the same field with them, and we walked out the winner. So I'm trying to be fair here. So here's the keys. Stetson Bennett, this is your red letter day, son. This is your red letter day. You go in and you win this ball game against this team at Tuscaloosa. All I'm going to tell you right now is that you might go down in history in Bulldog lore. This could be a turning point for him. So that's key. Stetson Bennett, how is he going to react there? I don't care. Last week's over and Saban's mad about it. You have a sick, mad Nick Saban trying to figure out something. All right? He's not only trying to beat Georgia, he's trying to beat COVID, and I put $100 that he's probably more concerned about Georgia than he is COVID. Next, the running game. Can Georgia run the ball against Alabama? I know that sounds stupid. No, that sounds dumb. But can they do it? I think they can. I believe they can run the football against them. I think they have the backs to do it. But can Alabama stop Georgia? And my answer to that is, even with the defensive trouble they've had, yeah. I believe they can. I believe they can hunker down and throw some different looks to Stetson Bennett, youngin, and that circles all the way back to him. Everybody knows George Pickens is the man. George Pickens he looks good, all right? But I am just saying that it comes back to Stetson Bennett. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, I think he's had a good season. I don't think he deserves all the crap that y'all been giving him. But I do think that the Alabama Crimson Tide wins this ball game. I believe they win this ball game something to the tune of about 27-24. A lot of people's going to think, oh, there's no way that Georgia defense is going to... I don't care. This is Alabama in Tuscaloosa. I call somewhere 27-24. There could be an upset with Georgia, but I'm just telling you right now that I believe Alabama wins the game 27-24. Well, listen, if you're mad at me, just get in line. Most people are angry at me. Anyway, even half the Clemson community hates my guts. I make them look bad. Okay. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. Just want to tell a couple of people, may there to you in here. Eric Odom, may there to you. Young Coke, good to see you, Young Coke. Will Havater, I know I always mess your name up, but you know I appreciate you. Glad you're in here. See George in here sniffing around. Let me see. SEC Dawg, buddy, you've been talking a lot of trash. I love it. I'm glad you're here. Michael Fornbacher, my old buddy from Las Vegas, may there to you. Arizanos, it's good to see you in here, Arizanos. Tiger Nation, my brother from another mother, good to see you. Miss hanging out with you, pal. Let's get on in here. ATL Tiger fan, go Tigers, may there to you. Who else in here? Robert Zareth, may there to you. Let me see. I believe Johnny Clemson came in here. May there to you, buddy. Phonograph is in here. See you, Tiger Girl 95. That's where I was left off right there. T. Davis, that's my old buddy. Good to see him too. May there to you. Good to see you. Josh Pinion, Buzzcar, just lurking. I'm glad you're lurking. Well, y'all listen. I'm getting off here. I appreciate you showing up. You keep showing up. I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.